Guys, help me get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't. Like the video and turn on notifications to never miss another video again.
And like I was saying off stream, if Tyrone has been in the system already, if he's had some legal problems in the past, more than likely his DNA is already in the system. All they got to do is just run that computer, just like they do like with facial recognition or something like that. When they're trying to find a criminal, they're gonna just run your DNA through the system, and whatever matches that baby, whoever matches that baby, they're sending a letter to your house. You're gonna be due in court on this day, and like I said, in family court, you're at the mercy, you have no rights, and they're just gonna tell you, hey, you're paying $1,000 a month for the next 18 years. So that is why Tyrone is so mad, because at least he's smart enough to know what's coming for him, right? And even because he knows, because his baby mamas are probably starting to call him, and they're saying, hey, I can't get these simps to pay my rent. These simps ain't paying my phone bill no more. This your baby, because she knows Tyrone is the daddy. Like women know who the real father is.
Bro, they're gonna come for you, but the thing is, they can't even catch you. They'd have to get on a plane first.
Tyrone is just sitting at home playing Call of Duty. Next thing you know, he might have a whole SWAT team at his door talking about you owe $300,000 in child support because the kid's already 18 years old. They're gonna charge him interest too on the back child support. and he's gonna be looking at the SWAT team like, well, I guess I'm going to jail because I ain't even got a job. I sell dope and play Call of Duty.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned the part about what he's selling, because the thing is that now that the focus is going to be now that they're going to be focused on him, not only are they going to come after him, they're going to say, okay, oh, and by the way, so yeah, we know you sell that. And I want you to meet the state treasury. I want you to meet the state tax collectors. I want you to meet the IRS because they need to get a cut of that too. All right. This is what a lot of people don't realize. The IRS, they'll throw you in jail for doing illegal stuff, but they also want a cut of that money.
Exactly. And look, let's be realistic. Not all these Tyrones are alphas. All right. Most of these Tyrones, they're not alphas. They're just regular dudes. Like I said, they're just at home playing Call of Duty. So when life gets real and they're in jail with some real gangsters, some real thugs, you know what I mean? Some real criminals, it's going to be a whole nother story. Tyrone's going to get turned out real quick. I'm telling you right now. He's not as alpha as he thinks he is, you know?
Oh my God.
He's going to be,
go ahead.
He's going to be in that prison system with some real thugs, some real criminals, some lifetime criminals. You know what I mean? Tyrone just sells a little dime sack here and there and gets all these women pregnant and plays Call of Duty. Dude. He don't know. He don't know yet. He's about to be introduced to like the real.
Dude, let me put on this video because the guy you're referencing, the Pookie Arere. Let me put this on because people were saying that this guy isn't a thug, but listen, he's the guy that you're referencing. Let me put this video on. All right, let me put it on.
Speak Mandarin. Y'all don't speak no other language but English. And you gonna go to another country? And then you go to the United States to rescue you when something happens to you, right? Okay, Brittany Griner.
Before we get into what this Pookie has to say about the whole Passport Bro movement, I have to run this whole thing back a little bit so I can give you guys some more context, because the little snippet that you just have seen was cut out of a review that he has done on one of my videos. So let's get right into it. You already know I am a firm believer of a woman competing for her man, especially if she knows that he has a high sexual marketplace value. And because of that fact, when my husband and I, back then boyfriend and girlfriend, were still dating, and he came and visited me in Germany back in 2006, I had to make sure I do everything to leave a good impression compared to the women in America. And I had to do things that I know that women in America are not going to do for him, which really wasn't that hard, because women in America, not all of them, but a lot of them, they just don't want to do jack shit for a man, especially while they are dating. So let's just keep it real. I'm not here just talking out of my behind to make anyone look bad. You can show me right now how many women that you have but dated, who actually were willing to do something for you. And since I like giving advice to women on how to really leave a good impression when it comes to dating a man, I posted this video onto my previous Instagram account. And of course, like many other videos that I posted, it went viral on various platforms. But before we get into the video, I do have to tell you that the title of the video, the caption, was not made by me. It was added by someone who reposted my content. So let's get right into it and let's see what Pookie has to say about my message.
Tired, but I'll tell you one thing.
For you. Would you agree with what I said? I mean, maybe I am doing too much, but my actions are proving me otherwise. So let's see what kind of gibberish Mr. Pookie Man has to say.
This video must be satire, but I'll tell you one thing. A lot of you American men that's trying to be passport bros that's going to these other countries but do not even speak their language, you're insane. This is beyond just women we talking about. Y'all men don't speak German. Y'all don't speak Japanese. Y'all don't speak Chinese. Y'all don't speak none of these languages. Y'all don't speak Mandarin. Y'all don't speak no other language but English. And you gonna go to another country? And then you gonna want the United States to rescue you when something happens to you, right? Okay, Brittany Griner. Doing dumb stuff. And then, not to mention, y'all going to these other countries looking for these wife material women when low-key you're only dating little girls who's being trafficked and women that are like 304s out there. I will never be a passport bro because those women in other countries that y'all passporting for is not free women.
Of course, but that's not everything. Let's check out a few comments. First one, they don't even realize they're getting played. They're desperate. Exactly, but book a one-way. I thank them for their service. So once again, passport bros are being judged and shamed for wanting to leave the country and trying to find love outside of the US. Meanwhile, why these women clearly don't want them. I mean, there are numerous of posts, including thousands of comments that always prove that American women don't want these men who are leaving the country. So what's the problem? Instead of working on their femininity and their attitude, these ladies rather go to sip and paint parties. I didn't know what it was. You don't know either? Let me show you. I was in complete shock.
Give it to me like...
Yep, sip and paint party. So are you trying to tell me that decent American men are supposed to pick a woman out of that pool to wife them? Come on, give me a break. Please give me a break. Pookie probably never left this township, which is probably the reason why he's talking like that. I mean, all the countries that he mentions, Germany, Japan, and China, these are countries where the majority of the population speaks English to begin with. And then he said that these guys expect the American government to come through and rescue them whenever they need help. First of all, sir, and dear American government, with all due respect, you don't even help the Americans who need help, who are still in America. And by the way, when these guys leave America to go chill in another country, there are foreign insurance policies which are paid for, which provide the service of helping the Americans when they are in an emergency. So, sir, really, nobody is begging for anyone to help them in any type of way. So please do not sit here and compare responsible adults to Brittany Griner, who unfortunately had a little bit of marijuana inside of her e-cigarette at a Russian airport. I mean, at a Russian airport. If anybody is strict with anything, it will be the Russians. I mean, come on. Understand the audacity that this young gentleman has, saying that women outside of the country are either 304s or young women who are being trafficked. First of all, something like that happening to young women is really nothing to make fun out of. I don't even want to imagine what it's like. So I really don't want to talk about that any further. But let's speak about those who he thinks look like 3 and 4s.
So, you know, MK is kind of insane because you can see that these Pookies, these Ray Rays, these Tyrones, they have that single mother energy. They're using the same exact shaming language that these women have used for so long, directed at men. You know, they're furious about it because they're using that. And notice that the comments, you have these same exact women that are jumping in onto the videos and commenting on his video like, "You're absolutely right. These men are so pathetic." You know, he's making the same exact comments and spreading the same exact lies that these women have been spreading against black men walking out of these countries, walking out of the West, leaving Tyrone and Keisha behind to go do better for themselves overseas.
Exactly. I've said that before in my videos too. Any man who uses a shaming tactic, especially the same shaming tactics that women use, that man is a woman in his brain, because he's talking like a woman. I mean, clearly he has some feminine female traits, right? He's in touch with his. This is what I'm saying. These guys are going to get turned out. He's already acting like a woman.
And that's, to be clear, that's not feminine, because femininity is a beautiful thing, just like masculinity is a beautiful thing. That's female behavior right there. That's toxic female behavior. That's single mother energy right there.
Yeah, definitely. He gets it from the single mother. I think one of the comments said you can tell this guy was raised by a single mother, and just the whole thing, like the hoodie, and like he's trying to make himself look like a tough guy, you know, with the hoodie inside his house. Like, who's wearing a hoodie inside, like with the hood up, you know? All of this stuff is just going to show that these guys are not, they're not as hard as they're trying to portray themselves to be. And like I said, he used all the same shaming tactics that women use. I'm going to reiterate, all of the passport kings over here, especially the black men, are educated. They're starting businesses. They have money. They have more money than you do, probably. They have more money than I do, probably. They educate themselves. They do their research before they get here. They learn some of the language. I mean, these guys are, not only are they winning with relationships, like the woman is completely secondary to everything else they're doing here and being successful at here in the Philippines or whatever country they're going to. So the men that are leaving are in fact the men that these women want, right? These are the 6 figures, the 6 feet tall, and you know, they might be a little nerdy, they might be a little dorky, they might like to watch anime and things like that. But these guys are getting things done. They're being successful here. They are winning here, not just with women, but in every aspect of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, there was another topic that you actually did bring up, and I want you to talk about that. You mentioned that Tyrone is causing an outbreak of incest in the black community.
Yeah, that's something. Let me just address her one more thing before we get to that, because that last comment she said about the U.S. government helping. I just wanted, because I talk about this on my channel. The U.S. government does not help any foreigner here in the Philippines. All right, so there are homeless foreigners from all over the world, Australia, U.S. For whatever reason, they became homeless here. U.S. government does not care about them. They cannot come up with a you know, it costs about $600 for a one-way ticket, you know, back to the United States. So the U.S. government can pay a single mother $1,200 in food stamps every month, but they can't spend $600 to get one of their own citizens back into the country, you know, on a one-way ticket. That's all I want to say about that. The U.S. government, once you come to the Philippines or another country, once you're retired, they don't care about you. Or you're no longer an asset to the economy or the society. If you become homeless in another country, the government does not care about you. They will leave you there to die. So that was just my statement on what she was talking about. The government, basically, you know, the government's not helping no one. The government does not help men here at all, because we do have some homeless foreigners here.
And I think that's something, I think that's an amazing point that everyone needs to understand. The government doesn't care about you, and women think that the government cares about them a lot more than it actually does. It's really just using them to get what they want. Just to reiterate, if you're enjoying the content, help us get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't. Turn on notifications, never miss another video again, and like the video. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And you ready for it, bro?
Cheers.
Cheers.